Down on the West Coast, it's always raining. The ceiling's leaking, the drains ain't draining, but we got a new dog, yeah, we got a new dog, yeah. Don't you?
I feel like you gave the least amount of effort there.
Well, no, I was doing Lana, so like it has to be more like toned down.
Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You got a fuzz on your...
She picked a fuzz off my microphone. Lana Del Rey. It's very like... I am a butterfly. I am a butterfly.
Yeah, it's just like... I'm sure it's a ton. She puts in a ton of effort, but it sounds minimal effort, which I like.
It almost sounds like when Lana Del Rey sings that she's whispering.
Yeah, and she like doesn't care if you like it or not.
Come over here, let me tell you a secret. I got a secret.
That's exactly it. Yeah. But did you hear the second part of the song?
About our new dog.
Well, we're still not totally sure, but we'll get into it.
Yeah. It's pretty exhausting, so I think we should go to bed.
No, wait. Can we talk?
It's the Bedtime Podcast.
Okay, so we're here with a hopeful permanent guest
of the pod
and of our lives.
We have been fostering this dog. She's right here at my knees, so hopefully she'll make some type of an appearance on the podcast if she feels like it. She's very into her belly getting rubbed, so she might not.
Yeah.
But her name, well, she's a border collie mix.
Yeah.
What do you think? Cattle dog? Husky?
Isn't a cattle dog a border collie, or is that two different things? Is that two different things?
I think a cattle dog and a border collie are different.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Prob cattle dog. A lot of energy. And her name is Romy and Michelle Steinberg Findling.
Yeah, we've named her, even though she's not our dog yet.
She's not our dog yet.
Clingers.
Yeah, we are obsessed. We applied for her the second day we had her, and this fucking lady still has not gotten back to me. And we've had this dog over a week now.
Yeah, I mean, she's a really special dog. So, we could tell that right away. And you just can't let a special dog like this get away, even though it might not be like exactly on your timeline.
Yeah, well, because I think we talked about this on the pod a couple weeks ago. Noah told me I couldn't get a dog.
You weaseled your way out of that one.
I didn't even do anything until April. But then, I was like, okay, can I get a foster? And he was like, yes. And then he was like, when's the foster coming? When's the foster coming? And I was like, oh, this is going to be easier than I thought.
You played it well. For all you have to do is get the dog in the apartment, make sure the dog is cute.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to work out for you.
Yeah. He's the one who wanted to keep this dog. Obviously, I want to keep her too, but he was the one who was most like, call the lady. Like, make sure she knows we want to keep her. Day 2.
If you want something, let him know.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
So this lady has not gotten back to us. I've texted her multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm worried we're not going to be approved because I did cry on the phone with her. Day 3, Romy wasn't feeling well. And, I didn't realize I did realize I had some trauma with dog health. But I just didn't know I would react this way. So I cried for 2 days, just nonstop. And I couldn't take her to the vet because I didn't have any papers for her. And if she already got a rabies shot, they didn't know, they'll make you get another rabies shot. It was very confusing. She had ticks. That was very upsetting.
Yeah. Well, the tick thing was a surprise because
we don't know what ticks look like.
We don't really know what ticks look like. And one night last week, we see this this thing that looks like a bean. It's like a gray bean.
It looked like a gray bean. I thought it was like a flower bulb, maybe. You already knew we're idiots.
It's right beside Romy on the couch.
And I thought it was like something like a little flower thing she picked up from outside and carried in.
Yeah, and she gives it to me, and I'm looking at it, and then I didn't like it. I was like, there was something in me that was like, this is not this is not okay. What this is, and I look at it, I'm holding it, and then I go, it's squishy.
It was more like it's squishy, and as he said it's squishy, he threw it on the table.
I mean, there was a moment. I told my friend this. There was a moment where I had the instinct to
eat it.
To eat it.
Which I don't understand how you knew you didn't like it, but you thought to eat it.
Well, I mean, I think the quickest way to find out what something is to put it in your mouth.
I think that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, and it's so upsetting.
Am I wrong?
Yes, absolutely. That's how people die and get poisoned. I guess what's that called? The gene pool, whatever. What's it called?
Survival.
Yeah, survival of the fittest. You'd be done so fast.
I'm like, I have to put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm the type of animal in the wild. The only way I can know what something is if I put it in my mouth.
So to be fair, this thing doesn't have legs. It's just like a gray little
bean.
It
looks like a bean.
So
Jinx, you owe me a bean.
So we forget about it. Day later, I'm looking at her. We've given her a bath, by the way. I'm looking at her ear. The bean is attached. Another bean is attached to her ear. And I'm like, oh no, we're so dumb. This is a tick. I start to freak out. I call my friend. I can't get it off because I'm also scared of its head getting stuck in her. I try tweezers, can't get it off. Finally, I just like grab it with a paper towel, get it off, squeeze it.
Did it hurt?
No.
Did she squeal?
No.
Oh.
I have a full-on meltdown. So I call this rescue later because she's also throwing up. And she's very tired. So I was like, she's dying. So I'm crying. The lady's like...
She has Lyme disease.
Yeah, I freak out. The lady has me take her to PetSmart to get a bath. This guy and I at the bath place really bond. He's also from San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like, it's so nice to meet you, is what he said. Like, after we talked for a minute, he was like, God, it's so nice to meet you. Please don't worry about Tony, the...
I'm not.
Guy.
What did you guys talk about?
We talked about how she's a really good border collie. And
you said that?
I said it. I was like, isn't she such a good border collie? And he was like, yeah, they're normally so crazy. And then I told him about the fleas and ticks. And the rescue lady was going to pay for a bath. And I was like, look, if it's extra, I'll pay for the flea. Take a bath. And he was like, no, I won't even charge you. And I was like, thank you so much.
Really nice to talk to you.
He goes, it's so nice to meet you.
It's so sincere.
I know. You never hear people talk like that.
He meant it.
Yeah, he did.
I like that. There should be more people like that in the world.
I know. He was so sweet. So he takes Romy. She goes back really easily. Now this rescue lady is like, you're going to love this shopping center where the PetSmart is. Because she was like, you should just wait for her there. It's such a good shopping center.
Oh, I didn't know this.
There's an In-N-Out. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to hang out. Like, it's not a big deal. And so I get to this center.
Her selling point was that there was an In-N-Out?
Yeah, but she was like, there's so much to do. Like, you're going to love it. I get to this center.
Where is it?
It's in Van Nuys.
The one where the Target is?
No, I fucking wish. It's in the most chaotic... It looks like downtown LA, but it's Van Nuys, first of all. It's that chaotic, this intersection. There is an In-N-Out, which I'm not going to. And there's a Five Below, which I'd never been in, but I did go in because I had nothing to do. There was a Burlington coat factory, which you have to be let in by a security guard. So I was like, why did she think this center was so incredible?
The Burlington coat factory you have to be let in by a security guard? I wonder why. Because I think animal rights activists?
No, no. What do you think Burlington Coat Factory is?
It's got animal coats.
No, there's no fur coats. It's like a discount. Like, it's kind of like a Marshall's, honestly. They had everything.
Oh, I always thought it was like fur coats and stuff.
I thought that too as a child, but it's not that. And then there was a Ross, and then there was a Chipotle, and like an AT&T store and a Starbucks.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I just was like, why did this lady think this center was so amazing? And like, this is like an annoying LA white lady. Like, I was just like, what is going on here?
Yeah. And I really hope she gives us this dog before she listens to this podcast.
She's not going to listen to this podcast. I can't get in touch with this lady. It's driving me freaking crazy. So I hang out at
Could you imagine? She goes, you want to adopt this dog? Well, I heard what you said on the pod.
I heard what you said about my favorite shopping center. It was a fine shopping center, but I would never be like, you're going to love this shopping center.
You're going to love it. It has an In-N-Out, Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah.
They do not sell animal coats there.
No. And I did go into every store, and then I went to Chipotle because I was starving and I'd been crying all day.
Work up an appetite if you're that emotional.
Yeah, I worked up quite an appetite. And then Romy was good, so I went back and got her, and then get ready for this. I take her back home. A freaking live tick falls off her, and he's crawling around the floor.
Oh my God.
So the tears come back. And it's not like I am so disgusted by the tick, but I'm just like, she's got a fucking bath. Like, why can't I catch a break here with a dog?
Yeah. It made you kind of lose hope in society.
I really lost hope. I called the lady. I was like, I don't know what to do. And like, another tick is alive. And this lady's kind of gaslighting me. She's like, well, there's no way a live tick was on her. Like, I gave her medicine. And I was like, okay, well, it's sitting under a cup right here. Like, it's alive. And she's like, well, that's just no way, because I gave her the tick medicine. And I was like, okay, well, it's here. And then she goes, so what do you want me to do? Like, I've clearly pissed this lady off. I've already cried on the phone. I'm like, I'm ruining my chances. Then I go, can we give her more tick medicine? And she's like, no, like, that's not allowed. And then I was like, okay, she's just like sick. And she's like, well, you can't even get Lyme disease in Southern California. And I was like, okay, even though also I don't think that's true.
I think it is.
Well, I don't think that's true.
All right.
Sound off in the comments. So since then, cannot get a hold of this lady. And that was about a week ago. So, hey, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. We might get this dog.
You should have called up the guy at the groomers and been like, I thought you said it was nice to meet me.
I know. I really did feel betrayed after I found the live tick. After that, I was like, you can't even trust a fucking groomer. Like, it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought I'd made a new friend, honestly.
And this guy fucking leaves a tick on it.
Yeah. Or he just doesn't see it. And I'm like, so you're a bad groomer? So upsetting.
Yeah.
A bad groomer is
less talking, more grooming.
Yeah. It's
Guy.
a betrayal.
Trying to have sex with my wife.
He's not trying to have sex with me.
Any man who wants to talk to you is trying to have sex with you.
That's not, well, no, it's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, I hope it works out. I really want her. I'm in this weird place where I'm like, I am trying to not get too attached.
Yeah, you're attached though. You two are like bread and butter.
But I feel like I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like a guy who's been hurt and now he's getting back out there.
That's how I feel too.
I've been hurt. My heart's been broken.
Yeah. And
I'm getting back out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna give the dog all of my heart until this white woman says we can have her.
Yeah. This lady's stressing me out.
I'm just like, because she didn't say no. She's just kind of been cagey. Like, we've said we wanted her and she hasn't given us like that's great. Like, here are the next steps.
Yeah.
Like, we've expressed that we want her and she has not given us that text. So it is like, oh, wait, it's like, I'm reading the signs.
Yeah. And she's just like, I'll call you. And I'm like, well, why can't you just text and be like, okay, totally great. Like, Venmo here.
Yeah.
Like,
but I don't know. Our last dog was pretty sketchy. Like, maybe she's a little more legit. Like, the way we got our last dog was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, it was the easiest thing that's ever happened.
We just like went to some woman's house.
Yeah. Took the dog. Her husband was like there on the couch, like blind. He was kind of blind, I think. He like couldn't move well. And like there was like 12 dogs and just running around this lady's house. Well, that's this lady's house too. It's all like ladies in Van Nuys also.
Yeah.
So I got this dog like a couple blocks from where we got Red.
Yeah. No.
I know.
No, but that dog, where we got Red from, that lady, like, the system was kind of chaotic.
I mean, I think they're all chaotic is what I'm realizing. They're all like crazy dog ladies who think they're like saving the world.
Yeah, the government needs to get involved.
I would like less government involvement.
Yeah, I guess
because
you're
the
right.
shelters are so, it's like, when you're looking for a dog, your Instagram becomes very dog heavy and then you become depressed because it's all like, this dog is being killed tomorrow.
Syd,
This dog.
no one wants to hear that.
that's how we got Romy. They were like, this dog is being killed tomorrow. And then the place posted her, and I was like, well, I'll take her. And that's how I got her.
So sad.
I know. They killed puppies. A lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, pray for us, guys. But it has been hard. I also have one foot out the door. I want to keep her, but my heart too. I mean, I've been crying so much this week.
Yeah, what's that about?
It either
because you miss me?
No, absolutely not. It could be either like I'm having a trigger with Red, and now with this dog.
Any new listeners, Red was our old dog.
Red was our old dog
who
passed away very suddenly, and in the middle of the night, and it was very traumatizing. So it could be this. I'm skeptical that I might have PMDD.
Well, and for the male audience, and there are a few of them out there, will you explain what that is?
It's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So it's basically PMS like times 10. Hi, I'm a doctor. It's basically PMS times 10.
Is it serious?
No, it's really serious.
Yeah, it's times 10.
It's times 10.
It's serious.
Yeah. No, but it really is. Like, you're suicidal. Your tits hurt real bad. No, yes, that is a symptom, but it's not as bad as like the suicidal thoughts, the deep depression, the anxiety. Noah's making a face. I'm
just like
a lot of crying. Do you think that's just my personality though?
What? To cry a lot?
To have PMDD, but like as a personality instead of as a dysphoric disorder.
It's just like a trick question.
So you think it's my personality?
No, I mean, I think you are. I mean, I think we both are kind of like emotional people and are, can be affected by our surroundings. I mean, I felt like anxious when Romy was sick too because of Red, you know, but I also felt aware enough to know that like this is a traumatic response I'm having, and just to my history, and like not every dog, like dogs get sick all the time and they're fine, you know, like and like this doesn't, if something goes wrong, it doesn't mean she's gonna die like Red, you know.
Well, so the unusual thing that happened, which was that I cried in Salt and Straw when I found out that Salt and Straw had partnered with 5 different chocolatiers.
We're on a date. We go into Salt and Straw and we see like their new flavors, and we start asking questions. And the lady's like, "Well, yeah, it's a thing we're doing this month where we're collabing with chocolatiers from all over the world." And Syd burst into tears.
I was like, "That is so sweet that you would do that." And then also, I just didn't really know chocolatier was a job, so I start crying harder thinking about chocolatiers, because what a sweet job. Like, and not just like sugary sweet, just like you don't become a chocolatier for any other reason than you want to bring joy to the world through chocolate. Like, that is it, right?
Yeah.
And that thought, I was like, that's so pure. It's so pure.
I'm honestly crying a little bit
because
right now.
You're not going to be famous. Like, you're not going to be rich probably unless you're like fucking Hershey. And that doesn't count. That shit, no. I'm talking about Fran, the chocolatier up in Seattle. She kept talking to this lady, Fran, and I was like, what are we talking about? And she was like,
yeah, this is a partnership with Old Lady Fran up in Seattle.
And I was like, who's Old Lady Fran? And she goes, Old Lady Fran up in Seattle. She dropped some almonds and caramel in a vat of chocolate, and that's how we got this flavor. And I was like, she dropped almonds and caramel in a vat of chocolate, and that's how she got this flavor? Because she grew up next to a bakery, and that's why she became a chocolatier. Like, it's so it's just so pure is how I feel about it.
The word chocolatier, there's something, it's like mystifying. It's like
you
mystical.
Mean it's mystical?
It's mystifying.
It is mystical. And for the sleepyheads who saw the new Willy Wonka movie, which was absolute trash,
I disagree.
What I did like about it was the mystical aspect, which we also ate the world's biggest pretzel during it, and that also amplified the experience. Remember that pretzel?
Yeah, we went at AMC. You could get a big giant pretzel.
It's 2,000 calories.
Yeah, it's going to basically destroy the rest of your day, but you're going to like it while you're eating it.
Yeah. So I ate the sweet one, and it just like really, the whole experience was mystical.
But yeah, this past week, you were extremely affected by things. Maybe it's PMDD, but you're also, I don't want to share too much, or currently bleeding out of your vagina is the medical term.
That's not a medical term. It's pre-menstrual, Noah. So it's before.
Oh, it happens before.
Yeah.
Is PMS before?
Yes, you dingo. Pre-menstrual syndrome.
I know about your body.
No, you don't.
Ask me one question about your body.
It's too gross.
Your body?
No, what I was gonna ask.
No, ask it.
Does period blood clot?
It does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that a guess?
Well, I thought through it. And the conclusion I came to is if it didn't clot, then blood would be just like kind of dripping out of your vagina.
Well, it does. Do you think we have to cut this?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, that's so unfeminist of us to cut it.
You're right. Speaking of feminist, should we talk about how I was accidentally a sex worker?
You're over the period stuff?
Well, you think we should talk about it more? I feel like maybe we're grossing people out.
Well, I don't think... What were we talking about before?
That I am crying all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I want to finish my point. Hang on.
Okay.
Well, yeah, maybe it's... PMDD. It's possible. But, I do think I think it's both. I think you're the type of person that could cry from hearing about a chocolatier collab with Salt and Straw on any given day of the month.
Yeah.
But it's going to be probably a little more heightened when it's that time of the month.
Yeah, I will say it was a lot of things. It was the dog. It could have been just regular PMS plus the chocolatier information.
But anyways, so yeah, I do want to transition and talk about the time that you almost became a sex worker.
Well, no, I was a sex worker on accident.
You were?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that part.
Well, neither did I while it was happening. We have a lot to unpack here. Okay. It's 2020. It's the pandemic. I don't have a job. So I get this job as this guy's assistant. I'm not going to say too much about him because I don't think he did anything wrong. But I don't want anyone to know who he is. So I get this job.
I don't think he did anything wrong, but his name shall not be revealed.
Well, it's nobody's business what this man is up to. I'm just going to share what I'm up to.
Your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. With him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this man hires me as his assistant, but he just Venmos me $1,000 up front. And then is like, you can just like charge me as you go. And then just let me know when I owe you more money. And I was like, okay, great. So he's like, okay, we can Zoom tonight and like do our work and you can like take notes. And I was like, okay. So we get on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the problem? So I just think this is like a creative guy, we get on Zoom and we're mostly just chatting. And I was like, man, this is like really big waste of my time. Like, I'm not gonna be able to charge for this. We're really talking about me a lot. And he's like, by the way, like, yeah, just bill me for this. And I was like, okay. And
bill you for what? What are you doing?
We're just Zooming.
Just talking
on Zoom.
Okay.
And so like we talk enough on Zoom. I'm not doing any work. We talk enough that he's got to Venmo me another $1,000 like pretty quick. And so I kind of forget about this. Like it fizzles out. Honestly, it fizzles out when we get engaged.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he specifically says, fiancés don't like me. And I was like, okay, none of my business. Like, and this has happened to me a lot, like where men will get, it's either like men I'm friends with will get girlfriends and stop talking to me, or like kind of with you, like I'll get engaged or kind of with you. Exactly what happened with us. We got engaged. Some people stopped talking to me.
Some men. Yeah.
So this guy stops talking to me, really. And I was like, okay, well, fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
And then I go to breakfast with my friend the other morning and I'm telling her about this. And I was like, was I like a girlfriend experience? Like, she was like, yeah, you were a sex worker.
But you were hired under the guise of being his assistant.
Yeah.
You did no administrative work though.
I did a little bit, but like not enough. It would have been like maybe $80 max worth of work. And he paid me like a couple grand over like a 2-month period.
I will say the pandemic was a lonely time.
Yeah. And like, I'm going to be honest, I'd do it again.
It's a good job.
It's a great job.
I would be totally cool with you doing that for a plethora of men.
Okay. How far would you let me go as a sex worker?
Well, now I'm a pimp.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, how far until you were like, I don't want to be with you anymore?
I think I would probably give you a heads up before I was like,
well,
I'm out.
no, I know.
I'm not going to show you my pimp hands.
Yeah. No, I just mean like.
You fucked him, there's the door.
No, like,
No.
and I don't want to have sex with anyone. I just often find myself jealous of like.
Porn stars?
Not porn stars.
I'm jealous of porn stars.
Well, of course you are. Like, it's men just fucking. I'm jealous of like kind of dominatrix sex workers who basically are just like, fuck you, you little man. Like, I'm going to stomp on your balls in my big high heels. Like, that sounds fun, even though they wouldn't sound like a little old man at a racetrack. Like, or what is it called? Do we have $5,000? 5,000. There we go for 5,000. Okay, 5,500. Do we have 50? Like, I'm going to stomp on your little an auctioneer. I'm going to stomp on your little balls and pull your butthole out by your anus. And
the guy who has an auctioneer fetish. Say it faster. Say it faster.
I'm going to suck on your cock while I'm going to suck on your cock while I tickle your balls for $1. Okay, I'm going to suck on your cock while I tickle your balls for $10. $10. We got $10. I'm going to tickle you. I'm going to put my feet in your mouth.
Not fast enough.
Okay, yeah. So I wouldn't make that. But so we have talked about this. We're like, I'll joke. He'll think it's a joke. I'll be serious. Or I'll be like, okay, we offer on the Patreon to mail nudes of me for like $500, you know?
Yeah.
You don't like that idea.
No. Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
I think, how far would I let you go as a sex worker? I would, let's just see.
Okay.
So I would let you do a girlfriend experience as
Over
long as you were
Zoom?
over Zoom.
No, in person? I can't go on dates for money.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. But
because there could be like kissy.
because there could be kissy. Guy who's into an adult woman acting like a child.
Because there could be kissy.
Or you're like a Russian spy.
That is how Russians are. Okay, good night. Give me a kissy. We rewatched The Americans and we're like, this isn't realistic at all.
We should watch The Americans.
We should watch that.
Yeah, we should watch that.
She didn't say kissy one time. We're so stupid. Okay. So I can't go on an in-person date.
I don't know. I think I would let you go on an in-person date as long as it was in public and you weren't going to go back to someone's place.
Okay. Would we be allowed to kiss at the end of the date?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So this is funny. While I was working at the Rock Gym, one of my other coworkers, don't worry, I didn't do anything. One of my other coworkers had been on this site and I forget what it's called, but it is like a girlfriend experience site. It wasn't Sugar Baby, but it was similar. So I make an account while I'm working. We kind of all do it together, like as a fun thing, but it's just me making the account.
Yeah. And
I'm making up this backstory that I was a ballerina, but I got injured, and that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, I ended up getting scared like immediately. So yeah, I don't think I would do in-person stuff either.
Okay. I mean, you're asking me the question.
I know.
I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you're not.
We're on the same page so far.
That's good.
Okay.
I know, but I'm saying I think like you want to go to dinner with someone. Hey, it's one less meal I have to buy you.
Yeah, but so are they paying me? But they're paying me to go to dinner too.
Yeah.
See, I don't think. I mean, maybe I would if it's in public. I don't know.
I think I would be okay if it was like in a public place, but you know what? I don't know because it could just it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. Yeah. I think for me, I would keep it virtual.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go back to virtual.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
cool with VR though.
like,
Like if you met in the metaverse.
oh yeah, that's obviously fine. That's also virtual.
Yeah.
You dumbass. But okay,
I'm cool with virtual. Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with the metaverse. Okay, so I'm cool with texting.
can it be? Is it sexy texting?
Oof.
See, this is where we start to get into risque territory for you.
I think I would be cool with you. Yeah, I think I would be cool with you. I mean, so you'd be texting like,
I can't wait. Like now, I'm stroking your penis, and now I'm taking my top off. My bra's so heavy.
yeah, I guess as long as I knew about it.
Yeah.
And I can punch him up.
Yeah. Don't talk about how heavy your bra is. Nobody wants to hear that.
Can we get an alt on lingerie? Can we get an alt on big fat cock?
Yeah. Okay, so I can do sexy texting.
Yeah, you can do sexy texting. No sexy photos.
Okay. See, I would send
That's
sexy
too
photos.
intimate.
Why? Who cares?
Because I don't want someone to have a piece of you that they can jerk off to. Like
They
only
don't
I.
have my texts.
But that's not you. That's like it could be anybody. It could be me, which I'm down to tag team it.
Yeah. See, I think we'd have to do sexy pics.
Okay, well I say no.
I just mean if I was gonna do it.
Don't you? It's just like then they have that picture of you forever, and they're gonna like fucking jerk off to a picture of you.
It doesn't bother me, but I'm not doing it right now in this moment.
But I guess like video chatting, they could be jerking off.
Yeah, with my permission, hopefully.
Wow, I had a moment there where I was like, hopefully they're just doing it in secret.
No. Okay, so that gets to the next one. Phone sex. I mean, obviously, I'm not actually doing anything, but I'd have to be like, oh, feels so good. Bleep, bloop, bleep. You know?
Yeah. Phone sex. I guess. I don't know, when it becomes like your being, like your voice, your image, your likeness, this is where I start to get icky. But I don't mind the Zoom. But now I'm like, oh, am I okay with them jerking off to you? I guess so. What do I have to? I don't have to be around. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not.
You're not gonna fall for them.
No.
Could you imagine? How'd you guys meet? Well, I was in a marriage. And my husband was cool with me being a sex worker. He was my pimp. And he was jerking off to me while I talked like an auctioneer.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
What else would I be cool with? I'm definitely cool with you sending your panties around.
Ugh. I will really want to get into that game. I do have a I have a Feet Finder account, but no one's ever paid for my photos of my toes.
Yeah, maybe this is a good place to plug it.
I think it's like Princess Baby Toes 666. It's really hard to pick a name on that site. But I was like, I got them all. Princess, Baby, and Toes.
And 666?
It's probably not 666, but I don't remember what it is.
You're about to get some weird freaks.
Well, that's not what it is specifically, but it's definitely Princess Baby Toes.
I'm totally cool with you with taking pictures of your feet. That doesn't bother me.
What about my bod without the head?
That doesn't bother me.
Okay, so it's just my face you care about.
Well, just like, I think it's the intimacy. When it becomes too intimate is where I kind of get a little cringe.
Cringe?
Or like a little, I feel like, ugh, I don't like it.
Interesting.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
You know, so I don't know. I guess like that's still like enough sources of revenue.
I'm probably not going to do it.
Feet. Hey, my wife, she does feet. She does texting. She'll do a photo.
Head down.
Yeah, no heads.
No head.
No heads. Heads are for me.
Yeah.
Okay, she'll do a Zoom. Okay. But you gotta jerk off in secret.
Ugh. Okay. Well, I'm probably not doing it, but I was really just thinking about it because I went on a walk with my friend and she said she's living in this incredible house owned by this sex worker who like she's dominatrix. She loves her job. The place is decorated like very French whore, which I was like, ugh.
What is that? Don't drop like decorated like French whore. Like that's a thing we all know.
I think most of the sleepyheads know what I'm talking about. Like
French whore is not a design aesthetic.
yes, it is.
No, it isn't. What is it?
Clawfoot tub, like beautiful white vanity table, a lot of like beautiful linens. It's like Victorian.
You dropping like her house is like designed like French whore,
which is my dream.
It's just like that's not a thing.
My design aesthetic, I realized if I had unlimited money, is Venus whore. So like clamshell bed, red velvet sheets, or like red satin sheets. Our pillows are like pearls.
Why is it Venus whore?
Because doesn't that just like, I don't know what
like the planet of Venus?
No, well,
because you just named 3 things that are in the ocean. You named 3 things that are in the ocean.
What do I mean by Venus? Like Venus de Milo, you know, like
who's that?
I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. Let's look up Venus de Milo. What am I saying? Sometimes I really will just start to talk out of my ass.
We were talking about this today with our friend of the podcast, former guest Amy Silverberg, how you will confidently just say things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm right. I meant Birth of Venus. See how she's like nude and in kind of a clamshell?
Uh-huh.
I meant Birth of Venus. So I was right. Okay. I mean, Birth of Venus whore is an aesthetic I like. But back to what we were saying about Amy. I told Amy some fact, and I'm saying fact in quotes. And then Noah goes, that's not true. And Amy goes, man, I really will believe anything you say. And I go, I know, it's actually a huge problem for me because I say things so confidently. Everybody believes me. And 50% of the time I am making stuff up.
So yeah, guys, if you're listening to this podcast, don't just be like, I just do whatever Syd says.
Yeah, don't. I do think I have excellent taste, and you should listen to me when I'm talking about things I like or things I find aesthetically pleasing. But if I spit out a fact, if I tell you one thing and say, and you need to go to the doctor, Google it first. But yeah, okay. Birth of Venus. If we had all the money in the world, clamshell bed.
Uh-huh.
My hair's really long.
Okay, wait.
Okay, sorry.
How did we get here? How did we start to talk about if I had all the money in the world?
The first thing I would do is get a new dresser. Our dresser is so fucking ugly.
You think so?
Yes, it's like the cheapest one from IKEA.
Ugh. It's hard to like change your whole aesthetic inside.
Yeah.
You have to do it in pieces. I'm like a guy who just learned the word aesthetic.
Yeah.
I've said it 3 times in the last
I'm like a guy who just learned the word aesthetic. Yes, that is true for Noah. Noah, what's your dream aesthetic for your apartment?
I like mid-century modern.
So what we have?
Yeah, but I think we have some pieces that aren't that.
Well, yeah, we have a very 80s what's that thing called? Nightstand. It lights up. It's just a cube that lights up, but
it's a cube. No, we have a couple. I mean, we haven't really bought a lot of furniture in our time together.
Yeah.
I mean, we've almost bought nothing.
We have bought 3 couches in our time together. 2 of them were green velvet couches.
We bought in 3 couches and a 65-inch TV.
And all of the couches have been green. 2 velvet.
That is so trailer trash of us.
Yeah.
And we got that 3 couches and a 65-inch TV.
That 65-inch TV is crazy. It's so big it unfortunately has to block a window in our apartment.
Yeah, it's kind of too big.
My friend came over and she was like, that's the craziest design choice I've ever seen. And I was like, I actually have no choice.
What do you mean? What design choice?
Have that TV blocks the window in the living room. Caitlin.
Tanemoto?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Caitlin?
Well, she
said it shouldn't block the window?
No, a TV shouldn't be blocking. Nothing in your apartment should be blocking a window.
Well, where the hell else are we supposed to put that TV?
That's exactly it. There's nowhere else we're supposed to put it. Okay, we still have things we have to talk about. This was a core memory that just came to me the other day.
What is it?
When I was a kid, I thought Jesus was a bad word.
I think that's common.
Did you think it was a bad word?
I think I was aware that people that was a word not to say in vain. Like it could offend. It could offend people.
No, but I thought it was like bad to even say Jesus, like talk about it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but you're saying take the Lord's name in vain, like be like Jesus Christ.
So what are you talking about?
I didn't even like when I heard it like in a song or something. Like in I'm from San Diego, so I grew up listening to a lot of Jewel, and she had this song called Jesus Loves You, and I was like, that's such a bad word. Can't believe she's talking about it. And I would listen to the song in secret.
I don't really understand what you're saying. You thought it was like saying fuck?
Yeah, it would just make me really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because we're Jewish? Or I'm Jewish?
I'm Jewish too.
No, I know. I was saying it didn't make you uncomfortable.
No, but I knew it was a word like I shouldn't just say. But I didn't hear that word and I was like, oh no, like that's bad. Like, I think I've talked about this in the podcast. I'll talk about it again if I haven't, which is that I have vivid memories of going to Hebrew school and being taught how to verbally defend yourself against someone accusing you as a Jew of killing Jesus.
Weird.
So I don't know. Maybe that was also part of your upbringing, was it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really remember.
And if that's true, I could see why you might have some hesitation or weird aversion to that word.
Yeah.
Jesus is a tricky guy.
Yeah, it's a tricky word.
Well, it just it feels like the perfect thing to say sometimes.
Yeah, I take the Lord's name in vain all the time. I was like, Jesus.
I'm always saying Jesus.
Yeah, and it when you say it like that, it stops being a name. It's just like Jesus.
It's like a verb.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
What is it, a noun?
Yeah, a proper noun.
No, I know it's a proper noun, but using it like that, what makes it what?
I think it's still a noun. I don't think it's a verb.
I'm Jesusing right now.
It's like it's.
Can you go Jesus that for me?
Hey, can you just come over and Jesus me real quick?
Hey, I'm gonna bend over. Would you mind just Jesusing me real quick?
Look, my husband said I can go on a date with you, but no Jesus-y at the end of the night. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care how wet I am.
Oh. Yeah, Jesus is a complicated figure.
Does that count as taking the Lord's name in vain?
Being like, Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you I played Pontius Pilate in a play?
Oh my God. Edgy.
I know.
That's so edgy.
Oh no, I didn't. I auditioned for Pontius Pilate. I didn't get
You didn't get the part.
I didn't get the part. I ended up playing the judge and in Pontius Pilate's trial.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? And then the director cast himself as Jesus. Oh my God, this is making my heart is like racing from telling this story because it makes me like want to cringe so hard.
Wait, how old was the director?
He was a senior in high school. I was a junior. So the seniors at my school in the acting troupe got to direct their own play and they weren't supposed to put themselves in it. But he put himself in it as Jesus. And he ended...
No, as Pontius.
No, as Jesus. Oh. And the play ended with him being like, I can't hurt. I can't hurt. I can't hurt.
Oh my God.
Oh, it makes me so
that like
sick.
Self-serious young man shit is so funny to me.
It's so horrible.
Like him thinking that he like really is doing like great work. We did it.
We did it. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I remember he ended up going to acting school. And then like 5 years later, I remember, not 5 years later, like much later, maybe 8 years later, I'm living in LA. I'm hanging out with this girl from high school and she's like, oh yeah, I just saw that guy. Like he went to this very serious acting school, but he's thinking about quitting. And I told him, I really thought you were going to make it.
Oh my God. I remember in college there, I was in like the stand-up comedy club, and the guy who ran it, like I remember his senior year, he did his hour.
Oh God, I'd rather kill myself than see a 22-year-old's hour.
He was a senior in college. He'd only really done comedy like at ASU.
Oh my God.
And he did an hour. And I love this guy. He's a very sweet guy. He's also very funny, but you're just not ready for that.
No, and I don't buy for a second that you have an hour's worth of material.
I mean, he was on there for an hour. I mean, I don't even remember if it was good or bad. It was so long ago. But I remember just being like, this is crazy. This is a little much.
That's fucking crazy.
And everyone gave him a standing ovation.
I mean, of course.
I do remember that.
He did deserve it. For mining an hour's worth of material out of 22 years of existence and, I don't know, 18 years of consciousness, like actually knowing what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, and he does not do stand-up anymore.
Yeah, of course.
It's weird. Like, people like that, when they peak at that age and they get into the real world and they kind of get kicked to the curb, they don't respond well.
No, that's why you got to kind of be like me. Always scrappy, always the underdog. Because when I got to LA and was kicked around, I was like, yeah, business as usual. What's for breakfast? Like, come on.
Oh, you think I suck too? Get in line.
Yeah. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that, okay? Because my mom was a lot nastier.
Yeah, you don't think I've been Jesused up the ass before?
Yeah. Like, truly, this is nothing.
Yeah. You do have to have that ability.
Yeah, you really do.
That attitude.
Noah, what are you into?
I'm into this dog.
Yeah, she's great.
And I'm really, really into training her. I won't say I have regrets with Red, but I feel like I don't think we got Red trained to the best of her ability.
She wasn't trained at all, but she was so little and like so chill that it didn't matter.
She was very chill. She would sit.
Yeah.
But she was kind of like,
she wouldn't do it all the time.
yeah, she was kind of an anxious dog.
Yeah.
And flighty.
Yeah.
But this dog is much younger, and I feel like her mind is a little bit more moldable. Well,
and she's a breed that if you don't train it, our lives will be horrible. Whereas like you didn't have to train Red and it was fine. But this dog, if you don't train this dog, like it's going to be fucking miserable.
Yeah. So I'm really into her, and I hope by our next episode, she's officially ours.
Yeah.
What are you into this week?
I think I'm also into the dog. I am having anxiety about it. Just because, the pain from Red continues to be so deep, and I will still just sob about it. There's a lot of Taylor Swift songs I can't listen to anymore because they're songs about breakups, but I associate them with Red because I don't know if you've had this experience. I have a really hard time listening to like sad love songs because I'm like, I don't relate anymore. Like I just feel like it doesn't get to be for me anymore.
Because we're in love.
Yeah.
I get that. But I could still rock a love song.
Yeah, so I can't. But when Red died, I started to be able to like deal with them because I was like, oh, I am truly so heartbroken. I can like relate to this. So I will just like sob to Death by a Thousand Cuts by Taylor Swift or Enchanted. Now that song is about me and Red meeting.
This is some weird fan fiction you've written for yourself, but I love it.
There I was.
Okay, nope.
Okay, sorry.
You're gonna cry.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We do have a Patreon still, and it's just showing your pure support for us. It's $3 a month. Please write us a review. We actually got a great review this past week, and I'm gonna read it. A couple of them. We didn't do this one, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we have a couple great reviews. This one is from Liz Kahn. Lizzie is a fan of us and the podcast, and we're so grateful. She said, this podcast is so unique and hilarious. This is kind of weird to read out loud.
Yeah, maybe don't read the reviews.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Here's how great we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like this review, though. Intimate, but still quite nice.
From Marty Escobar. Thank you,
Marty.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. Thanks for listening. It says very good. I appreciate using as few words as possible. Thank you.
I like it.
And yeah. And please write us a review. We'll give you a shout out on the pod. We have all the things, the Instagrams, the TikToks. We got the 4chan,
and maybe soon the OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans. No.
JK, I can't. It's just too much work. I really would do it as a career if I was single, because I don't think I would actually have sex with people, but like I said, I would be a dominatrix.
I don't think I would actually have sex with people. She said.
Well, I'm just very shy.
Yeah.
And I'm very awkward.
Yeah, and you're a married woman.
And no, I was saying if I was single.
Oh, okay.
But I'm so painfully shy. People think I'm very outgoing, but I'm really not.
No, you're very shy. It's painful. Also we're gonna have merch soon.
Oh my God, yeah. If anyone knows how to do that, DM me.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to do a collab on some merch with us, we don't
need a collab. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I just don't know how to make it.
All right, cool. We will talk about that offline. Guys, thank you so much. We love you.
Love you. Good night.
Good night. It's the Bedtime Podcast.